First question on Facebook. Mami Efu Baidu on Facebook wants to know, squad up, when will immigration open for a personal interview? They say May 2nd. Let's hope that that is the case. And by the way, when Donald Trump says he's ending immigration, anyone who's adjusting their status will still be able to adjust their status. It's immigration at embassies in another country. Onefa Thomas, when will I get my check since I did not get a direct deposit? Well, I happen to have with me in my hand the Magic 8 Ball, and I'm going to ask the Magic 8 Ball, Onefa, when the mailman is going to deliver you your check, because that's the only way I would know. When will Onefa get his check from the mailman for his stimulus check? It says without a doubt you'll get it, but doesn't know when. How would I know when the mailman's going to give it to you? Assume it's mailed out and assume you'll get it another week or two. Let's hope it happens. Mohammed Rabu Abukari. Can you remove the conditions from a permanent resident earlier than 3 months to the due date? No, you have to file the I-751 within 90 days of the expiration of your card. If you file beforehand, it'll be denied. Lynn Schumacher-Sweezy. Shame on our president. I heard the news this morning, and I just wanted to tell you how grateful I am that you're explaining things to everyone. Please run for president, Uncle Brad. Uncle Brad for president. Nah, what do I need that for? I like helping people. I thought about it for a second, but nah. Angela Barrett. Brad, I have a question. My dad is here visiting, and his time will be up on May 7th, but the shutdown, he can't get home. What's going to happen with his visa? He needs to file an extension. Just because his I-94 is up on May 7th and he can't make it home doesn't mean he sits on his hands and does nothing. He needs to file an I-539 application. Someone has to give him an affidavit of support on the easy affidavit of support application, which is the I-134 application, or the I-131. So I-131 or I-134. And you need a plane ticket for him to go home sometime in August, September, October. Make sure that you file the I-539 before May 7th, or he's going to stay here illegally, which you don't want to do. And then his visa will not get renewed when he goes back home. So you want him to keep his visa so he can travel at a future date. Immigration understands he can't make it home. Get that I-539 in. If you're not sure how to do it, you obviously give me a call, 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Demore Romet has a question. The I-130 was approved. I filed 1 year before, and the I-45 is presently in process. Number one, what is my priority date for the I-45? Is it the priority date for the I-130 or the receipt date for the I-45? It's the receipt date for the I-45. I would like to calculate the processing time for my EAD using my priority date. It is the receipt date for the I-45. Bosetti Abio Old Decimbo. Can someone who got Social Security and an EAD card this year, is he entitled to the stimulus check? Yes, if you got a Social Security card, there's no way in the world they're going to know what your status is as long as you filed a tax return with that Social Security number. Also wants to know, same gentleman or lady, I'm not sure who it is. In preparing for a green card interview, which seems better to have as a couple, life insurance or health insurance? Magic 8 Ball. What's better, life insurance or health insurance? Without a doubt, health insurance, because the health insurance shows not only that you have a real marriage together, but also helps you with the poverty guidelines as well. But get life insurance too. Ashbourne Lieberd. How do we get some of the fund that's funded by the millionaire? You have to go to New York City, and maybe we will post something on our social media. I don't have the exact information where to go, but I am sure that they will get out that information to you. Mintu Saab, question, my VAWA is pending 25 months. I didn't get anything. I got divorced 17 months ago. Will that affect my case? No, as long as your VAWA case was filed within 2 years of a divorce, you're absolutely fine. Nana Arafay Danuka. Hi, Uncle. I am a U.S. citizen. I filed for my 8-year-old son living with me in the United States here. The I-130 is approved. What's the next after the I-130 approval, and when does he get his green card? If he's here in the United States, you got to file an adjustment application for him. Okay, so file an I-45 as long as he made a legal entry into the U.S. Cuccio Tia. Hey, Uncle Brad, I filed for the I-360 and got a prima facie determination. My question is, if my application is approved, can I get married before filing for a green card, or should I wait for my green card to get married? You can get married before you get your green card, but it's not going to affect your VAWA case for sure. You can absolutely get married beforehand. Get married when you feel like it. They call me Callie as a question. Hi, Brad. Does Trump's new bill mean that the new applications will not be processed by USCIS? Excellent question. We don't know the answer to that. We'll know more tomorrow. Marley Baldy. My husband lost his traveling document when he first entered the country 14 years ago. How can I receive it? Why did he lost his passport that he came here on? You can go online and Google I-94 replacement. You can do an I-102. You can do a FOIA. But if you go like I-94 entry replacement, something like that, Google, you can. The first thing that'll come up is Department of Homeland Security's website for you to check on exits and entries that happened in the last 10, 15 years. Zakir Hassadar. When would I work permit? My date is September 2019 for cancellation. I guess the question is my work permit's going to expire. The Facebook translator is coming through for me. My work permit is going to expire on September 6, 2019. When should he refile again? About 4 months before, 4.5 months before. If I petition for my mother, do I have to have health insurance for her entering the USA? It would be very, very, very helpful. Shernette Chambers, my mom is in Jamaica 10 months now. What's going to happen if the airport does not reopen soon? Eventually, she'll have to go to the U.S. Embassy if she has a green card and apply for an SB1 visa and show it wasn't her purpose to remain out of the country for more than 6 months. Let's go over to YouTube a little bit and let's see what's going on YouTube. Derek, Uncle Brad, will I be able to get a fee waiver for my 10-year green card renewal due to loss of work? Yes, as long as you're below the poverty level. It depends on what your taxes are. Hello, Brad. Great show. My passport is stamped 3 November 2018, but my I-94 is saying 4 November 2018. Which date do I put on the forms asking me date of last arrival? Whatever the true date was. So if you came on November 3rd, then you put November 3rd. One of those is wrong, but whatever the truth is, that's what you do. Tia Prasad, my question is, what about peoples in U.S.? One of his stupid tweet making everyone panic attack, and so everyone is also in bad pause already with coronavirus, so help us God. It is about people who are adjusting in the United States will be able to continue to adjust their status. It's the people who are not in the United States. That's what I believe. Moanika Salim. Hello, Brad. Question for the adoption of an orphan from another country in the United States. Must one use a special international adoption attorney, and what does the process look like? Yes. You need to prove that the child is an orphan. You need to do a pre-adoption here in the United States, which involving social workers coming to your home and getting a judge to basically say, when this child comes to the United States, we feel confident that this is a good person to do an adoption. And then you file the I-600 and then process the child to come here, and then you complete the adoption. So yes, it's not something easy that you would do on your own. It's not just filling out a form. Telephone number to call me is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAWLINK, 1-800-529-5465. Voltage 876. Am I allowed to drive using my Jamaica's driver's license since I can't get to the driver's license because of COVID? You are not allowed to drive with a Jamaican driver's license if you are in the United States for more than 90 days. You are basically driving illegally without a license. No excuse because you can't get to the motor vehicles. Diane Wright. Hi, Brad. If I have a physical address and a post office box at the post office, do I need to give USCIS my post office box, or the mail will go to the physical address? You can give either address wherever you want to pick up your mail. That's perfectly fine. Danielle Cadalis. Hi, Brad. Does this ban also affect those who are waiting for appointments to be scheduled on the embassy level? It may very well be, depending on who they are processing. If you are married to a U.S. citizen, the ban will be probably not affect you. But if you are a married son or daughter of a U.S. citizen, a brother or sister of a U.S. citizen, yes, it will affect you. Now they're saying again it's going to be 120 days. Maybe it'll be longer. Maybe it'll be extended past 120 days. We don't know. All I do know is that ultimately the president can't make these decisions. It'll be made by a Congress, and I presume there'll be an injunction entered by a judge. Nasser USA on YouTube. Hi, Brad. How are you, my brother? Would you help me with a delayed case right now, or do I have to wait until the coronavirus is over? Well, give me a call. The best way to give me a call is you call my office. It's 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, and you ask to be put on Uncle Brad's list. If you're a new client, you'll pay a consultation fee. We reduced the fees for coronavirus. It's now $150. I will call you. I call everybody on my list, and we'll talk, and we'll figure out if I can help you. 5K. Hi, Brad. My case status says it's ready to be scheduled for an interview, but no work permit sent, although status says fingerprints were taken. Will USCIS send my work permit? I hope they will. Yes, I really do. Laser Home Spa. I wonder what they do. What does it mean if your I-130 was approved immediately after your green card interview, but your I-45 is still pending adjudication 8 months after the interview? What that means is that they approved, I assume it's a marriage case, they approved that you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse. What they have not approved is that you are eligible to get your green card. Just because you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse doesn't mean you're necessarily eligible to get your green card. You can be denied because you have a criminal record. You made a illegal entry into America, fraud, health issues, public charge issues. So those are two different things. Let's go back to Facebook. Brian Lochin. My husband received his temporary green card in 2018 and was supposed to file for the I-751 90 days before July 30th, 2020. We have not been able to do so as all offices are closed due to the pandemic. Once open, we will proceed immediately. How will this or can this affect the sentence? Absolutely. It's not an excuse because offices are closed. You can A, call my office. We'll do it for you. B, you can download the forms and do it yourself and mail it in. Just because office is closed doesn't mean you're now off the hook. Go do it. Sharon Wright, when could we start traveling? Magic 8 Ball. Sharon Wright would like to travel, as I would as well, as most people. When will this coronavirus be over that it will be safe to travel? It says the reply is hazy. Try again next week. Even the Magic 8 Ball doesn't know that yet. Moya Douglas, squat up, Uncle Brad. My husband filed for my kids. What is going to happen if his Immigration Act is passed? Kids are in Jamaica, filed in November 2019. If the kids are under 21, they should be okay. Again, we'll know a lot more tomorrow. Jean McHale Robinson. I am a green card holder, and I was in the process of filing for my kids over 21 in Jamaica. Should I go ahead and file and do my citizenship first? Do both. Do both. As long as they're unmarried. Alex Scott. I'm asylum pending removal process. I got married to a USA citizen this year. How long to approve the I-130 after the approval? Can you explain how to file an I-45 in court? Thank you, Mr. Brad, for Protect Immigrants. I wish you the best. You are the great lawyer. Thank you. You have to file an I-130 visa petition first. Go on an interview, prove it's a bona fide marriage. As part of the I-130 visa process, you got to request a bona fide marriage exemption because the presumption is that you got married to avoid deportation. After you get the I-130 approved, you go back to the judge and you ask the judge to recalendar the case so you can adjust your status because you haven't approved I-130. Generally, you need a lawyer to help you in those situations. Juliet Morris says, good evening, Uncle Brad, watching from Florida. Please stay safe. Thank you very much. Narisha Forbes, I'm 35. I am in the U.S. Can my dad petition for me? He's a U.S. citizen. What forms? It's an I-130. The answer is yes. Petition. Even if Trump says no, I would petition anyway because it's not going to be forever. And all of the people he's saying not to process, they're on waiting lists anyway for years. What sadly it affects is the people who are waiting years legally in line to come to America. That's where it's sad, is that people who legally waited in line to come to America and followed the rules and are ready to come to America, those people can't now, which is kind of a joke when you hear all the Republicans say, we just want people to follow the rules. Well, they followed the rules and Trump effed them. Just my thoughts. Aisha Dawkins. I filed a VAWA. I got a prima facie priority date November 2018, but I didn't apply for my I-45 because my husband was a green card holder. Do I file it anyway before the VAWA approval? If the priority date is current for VAWA, you can file it before the VAWA approval. So Assuming the F2A category is current, the answer is yes, you can file. Tishana Dixon, I got stuck here. I came here 22 of February. I was supposed to leave March 30th. What am I supposed to do? File for an extension. You file an I-539. Make sure you file it as quickly as possible before you fall out of status. Adjes Finney Lavanda. Hi. Thank you for all you do. I filed an I-130 petition for my husband, who is Nigerian. I'm a United States citizen. The petition was filed in August 2019. We're currently on our 8th month. Will the Nigerian ban affect my petition? The Nigerian ban affects your petition. It absolutely does. There's bans everywhere with Trump. Hopefully, despite these bans, they're accepting your application. And hopefully, by the time they process this application through, Joe Biden is our president. Ori Martin. Hi, Brad. I heard people have been issued traveling documents if the U.S. kids have been living here for 10 years. How true? No, you don't get a travel document because you have a kid living here for 10 years. If you are in removal proceedings, one of the things you can do, and they want to deport you, that's why you're in removal proceedings, one of the things you can do is file for cancellation of removal. And in cancellation of removal, if you've been here for more than 10 years, and there would be an extreme and unusual hardship to your children, and you can show good moral character, they would cancel your removal. That's why they call it cancellation of removal, and they would give you a green card. Is that what you're asking? Because there's no other thing that says you have a 10-year-old kid, you get a travel document. Brian Peterson. Hi, Uncle Brad. My wife filed Form I-130 for me in June 2019. It doesn't approve yet. I live in Canada. How long do you think it's going to take to get approved? I don't know the answer to that, but it's usually about 9 to 12 months. Brahim Okafor. What a nice, informative show that Brad provides. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Nika B. So close, family from another country won't be able to come, brother, spouse, etc., based on his tweet. Oh, so close family from another country won't be able to come. Like a brother will not be able to come based on his tweet. Married children won't be able to come. Spouses, presumably, will be able to come. Julianne Adrian N. Hello, Brad. I went for my green card interview on April 2019, but I have not gotten any reply. How long does it take to get approved? Well, it shouldn't take a year. So if it's taken over a year, I think it's time to call Uncle Brad. 1-800-529-5465. Kenny Sang. Hi, Brad. I'm finally divorced. Woohoo! I filed a VAWA and I have a prima facie determination. Should I send them my divorce decree or should I wait until they ask? Wait until they ask. Never send any documents to immigration unless they ask for it. If you just start randomly sending documents to immigration, it's never, ever going to hit your file. Ronald Singh. Hi, Brad. Someone has an EAD card based on a VAWA and another EAD card based on an I-45. Do them have to renew their C-31 EAD? No, as long as you have the EAD card based on the adjustment, which is the C-9, you do not need to renew the work permit on the C-31, which is the VAWA. Delrica Bird. So my immigrant visa fees are paid. Appointment date pending. So now what? Good question. If it's through a U.S. citizen, don't worry. If it's your parent filing for you, you may be sweating it out for the next 120 days till we see what Trump does and the judges do. Evangelist Forrest, I'm stuck in Chicago. My time is up in July. Should I send for an extension now? Yes. Marley Blade, when you do biometric test, if you have marijuana in your system, will you be denied for adjustment status? I have never heard of marijuana. They take your fingerprint. I've never heard of taking a fingerprint and the fingerprint thing going buzz, 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 like it goes off like you have how would they know from a fingerprint? So no, you would only be denied if you have marijuana in your system and there's a doctor who tests for it. Does adjusting around what time of the day can we book a consultation, Uncle Brad? I'm usually doing my consultations starting around 12 or 11:30 or 12 o'clock New York time. Call my office. You schedule to be on my list. I get a list. The list is very long, and I basically start dialing from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. So you can tell my secretary, put me at the top if you want to be called earlier in the day, put me at the bottom if you want to be called later. But I can't promise you the exact moment that I would be calling you. I just go on the list, first person, second person, third person. It's kind of how I do it. Mike Williams, the asylum pending marries U.S. citizen. The green card interview was completed over 10 months ago, and the case is stuck on background checks. I contacted the ombudsman and the senator, but still response. Can I sue and when? You can sue in about 2 more months. 12 months you can sue. Wait 60 more days. Odin Gibbons Adams. How old does a kid have to be to gain citizenship status from parents? Well, the kid has to be alive, so at least 1 day old, and not more than 18. Brian Lochin. This is Brian Lochin's wife now. I'm going to contact your office immediately. There it is. It's always the women. I always find the women are the directors in the family. They're the ones who make the decision, the women. Way to go, Brian Lochin's wife. Certainly in my family too. So I'm talking about myself too. Carrie Ann Burnside Clark, how long will it take for my husband to get to America? It's a very good question, Carrie Ann. I don't have the answer for you, but these are the times when you need a good lawyer, and then we'll figure it out. Zeneb Zendrenev. Me and my lawyer talked to immigration today via phone, and my lawyer asked the immigration about my EAD renewal, and my lawyer gave a notice, NOA renewal to immigration, but the immigration told us the receipt number give to her not match. And my lawyer, what happened? You sent the receipt, and she gave the MSC number to inquire, and the immigration answered 30 days. I'm under VAWA since 2018. Zeneb, you can call immigration till the cows come home. You're talking to people who have no idea anything about your case. I've said that a million times already. So makes you feel better calling, but not doing anything to move your case more than 1 second. London Jacques. Good evening, Uncle Brett. My wife filed for my son March 2019, and he was 20 last December. His case was approved, but they requested further evidence, which I submitted. But my question is, he just got a baby born 2 days ago. Will that affect his filing? My wife filed for my son. No, it won't affect his filing, but the baby won't be able to come with him. When he comes here, he'll have to turn around and file for the baby, assuming this Trump thing is over with already. Tiffany Bowen. Can a spouse withdraw an I-130 that has been approved if they have proof of cheating? A spouse can withdraw an I-130 at any time, with or without proof of cheating. But once the person gets their green card, nothing more you can do. Kesey Daniel. Hey, Brad, I used Mariana at your office in 2018. Everything worked out great. Fabulous. Now her visa is approved, and I have a date to leave for Trinidad on May 11th. I sent an email asking to extend the visa because of the coronavirus. I booked a flight, but with the restrictions on borders, what can I do to prevent doing the process over? You need to call me because you have issues with coronavirus. You have issues with Donald Trump's ban. So we got to figure out. That's not an easy answer at this moment. Rose Hines, blessing. My question is, my husband is a U.S. citizen. If he started filing the papers for me and my 16-year-old daughter, she will be 17 this year. If he files the papers for this coming up summer month, will be okay before her next birthday next year. She'll be 18 the end of next year. I'm a little worried concerning time issues for my daughter. It's perfectly fine because all you got to prove is that the marriage happened before 18. That marriage happened. And your husband files for her before 21. So she is perfectly fine. Adi Carroll on Facebook. Hi, Brad. Can my son file for me with a green card, and how long if I'm married? If your son's a U.S. citizen, he can, but we have a Trump ban, so I think you're going to need to have a lawyer so we can figure this one out. Renata Costa. My K-1 process was approved and my interview is scheduled till July 7th. Do you think the K-1 visa will be banned? No, I think you'll be able to come. Sheikh Shakur Kone. Hi, Brad. Me and wife play the DV, the Diversity Visa Lottery, in 2015 and won. When they went for an interview, they put my brother on administrative process and issued his wife a visa. When they came to the United States, she petitioned for her husband, and this time he went for an interview and put under administrative process again. What does she have to do to get her husband to the United States? I don't know. Well, obviously, there's an issue with this husband that they're looking at him a little more closely. So I would need to have a consultation with her and figure it out. And now also you have a ban. Janelle Marte Fontanilla. 601 inadmissible waiver over processing time, no R fee. What's the next step? Follow up for it. It's about a year. It takes about a year. Pretty Malay. Hi, Brad. My dad filed a FOIA. Still haven't gotten a response. How long is the waiting process? About 6-8 months right now. Carrie Ann Burnside Clark. I filed for my son's green card 8 months ago. How long will it take for us to get it? I don't know if you're a citizen. I don't know if you're a resident. I don't know where your son lives. Need more information. Here, Oteshev. Good day. I filed for VAWA, but it was denied because my signatures didn't match. Then I filed 29B on November 18. Notification received by now. Not yet. Meanwhile, my I-765 has expired. Mir, why don't you try again? File a new VAWA application. That's what you should do. Don't appeal because your signature doesn't match. A stupid decision. Just refile again and withdraw the appeal. Jack wants to know, can he go to another state to get married? Sure, as long as you get a license in that state, why not? Nikki Neeks Sutherland on Facebook. Can a mother citizen file for her 37-year-old son who has been separated from his wife for over 13 years? Wife left and started using a new name, but still married. Yes, you would be in the F3 category. It'll be a long time. Hopefully, your son will get a divorce from this lady and push him up to the F1, which will make it a lot faster. All right, so everybody, I will be back tomorrow with more information about what's going on with this Donald Trump ban. We'll see exactly what he puts into effect. But if you have questions or concerns about what my thoughts are, go watch the beginning of this show. Also, it is incumbent upon everybody to understand and realize the situation that we're all in, which is you can't do this alone. This is getting crazy, and you need good lawyers to protect your rights, to protect your right to live in America. You have a right. It's called immigration laws. And they're being trampled on. And the only thing separating you from that right is immigration lawyers. You can call my office to have a consultation with me. The telephone number is 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465, 1-800-LAW-LINK, 1-800-529-5465. Thanks for watching. For more Brad Show Live, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.